the Board of Volunteers, Board of Directors of the Hot Air Jubilee. We have Board Secretary and Community Liaison Angela Madden, and volunteer and board member, Planning Committee member Jackie Austin. Angela and Jackie.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
So by the time we get to the Hot Air Jubilee next month, we'll have used up all the bad weather.
Right.
And the only thing that will be left.
It's perfect flying weather. Yes.
That's all we want. That's all we wish for.
So I think that's part of your communication every year, is to let people know the weather is so critical, and it's so the window is just so tight.
Yeah, it is extremely tight. So we're looking for winds under 10 miles an hour. We're looking for clear skies, high pressure, and no rain within about a 100-mile radius of the event. So we operate in very micro weather conditions, and it's got to be perfect.
And we've not had great weather the last few years.
No.
Yeah, so we're due. It's our turn.
Yes, exactly.
That's a great way to look at it.
Yeah. Today it's windy. It's this week's going to be hot. This past weekend, it was perfect, but it would have been too windy, wouldn't it?
For most of the day, yeah, it did calm down. Remember, balloons only fly like right after sunrise or just before sunset.
There's the other thing.
Right. And that's because the atmosphere just gets too bubbly, in the middle of the day when the sun is up.
Well, either way, the festival happens because there's a lot more than just balloon flights.
Correct.
Yeah, we try to put in some other stuff that people can do. Obviously, you're going to have to wait for the balloons anyway, so why not have some fun stuff to do? So we've got Kids Kingdom is coming back. Our car show on Saturday is shaping up to be like spectacular. We're expecting lots of cars and some really cool stuff like monster trucks, and they're going to be doing Hot Wheel racing, and kids will get to keep their Hot Wheel cars. We've got live music on the stage. Our beer tent is coming back. We're partnering with Ellis Sharp Museum to have some adult beverages there and have some fun stuff going on. And yeah, the balloons, those are the main attraction.
Oh, that's a great idea, because you saw how popular the art, beer, and wine was.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're really excited. Of course, the night glows, which I think, the B-roll that you just showed, the footage that you just showed was of a night glow from last year. So those are always a fan favorite as well.
Actually, you can get much closer to the balloons during the night glow than you can during the flights.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it shows off the colors so much. I love night glows.
Yeah. I think for a lot of people, that's the best part.
Mm-hmm.
I know photographers love that.
Oh yeah, yeah. We have a lot of pictures that we love to show off. So,
and there are potential tethered rides that would occur in the evening.
So not open to the public, unfortunately. Yes. The regulations put forth by the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, and the insurance that each individual pilot in the event has does not allow us to offer rides to the public. But potentially we could see some balloons stand up, a static display, and perhaps lift off just a little bit while still tied to the ground.
But still something to watch.
Something to watch, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, we always say that the pilots, they'd rather be in the air. So when we cancel a flight, it's more disappointing to the pilots than anybody else. So we try every possible way to get them up in the air. If not, standing up on the ground is the next best thing. So.
Yeah, it's not like there are a bunch of students praying for a snow day.
Right.
Right. No, these pilots bring in their own personal equipment, and they're here to participate and be one with our community and share their love of ballooning with the community as well. So.
Brand new sponsor, a returning sponsor of this event this year.
Right. Trips Auto and Collision is back as the title sponsor this year. They had a little bit of a hiatus, and we're happy to have them back. They're here for this year and next year, and have been a wonderful partner for the event. Okay. Some other big sponsors, as you can see on the screen there. Experience Jackson is our hospitality sponsor for our pilots. Of course, the event would not happen without the generosity of Hammond Propane. Each balloon carries approximately 30 to 40 gallons of propane, and we'll use, depending on how hot it is, a lot of that each individual flight. Once again, hosted by Ellis Sharp Museum. They are fabulous to work with as our host location for the event.
Thanks to all the sponsors.
Yeah.
What's different or new for 2022?
So we started changing things up last year. We had that break for COVID, and we thought, all right, if we're gonna change things, let's change things. So we decided to make the festival only Friday and Saturday night from 4 to 10. So
good idea.
it's very condensed, right around the time the balloons would be flying or doing whatever they're gonna be doing. And it helps our planning committee be able to actually do everything. A lot of our planning committee are actually pilots or crew. So we are also flying during the event in addition to planning everything else. But that was one of the biggest changes that I think really helps the event, because it brings people in when the balloons are there, not in the middle of the day and things like that. So that's my favorite thing right now.
Well, Sunday used to always be, some of the balloons had to go home, and then it just kind of petered out as the day went on.
Right, because
Yeah.
this is a hobby for most of them. It's not their day job too, right? So they need to be home in time to go back to work on Monday. So
And you're a pilot, you
I
know
am.
that.
Yes, yeah. Luckily, I'm local, so it's not too far for me. But we do have pilots coming in from Indiana, Pennsylvania, Ohio this year as well. So
Cool. How many balloons are we expecting this year?
27 this year. Really excited. 2 special shapes coming back: Sugar Bear and Cynthia Seal, always crowd favorites.
Jackie, you are not a balloon pilot, but I know you've flown.
Yeah, I'm Angela's crew chief, so every time she's in the air, I'm usually there.
And being an event organizer professionally, I'm sure the whole event is going to run super smooth.
Yeah, we couldn't do it without Jackie, that's for sure.
I do love it. It's a lot of fun. Ballooning, I say, is what I do to relax, and so this is kind of me putting my work and relaxation together.
The park will be busy all day long. Something happening all throughout the day?
No, just
No.
in the evenings.
Okay.
So yeah, we've got stuff starting at about 4 o'clock. So it's the same weekend as Gus Macker. Come downtown, check out Gus Macker during the day, and then come see us at the park.
And there's Sugar Bear.
And Cynthia Seal, right next to him. Yep.
They've both been, I think Sugar Bear's been probably a lot of, almost not all the events.
I would agree with you.
Yeah.
Sugar Bear comes regularly. I know the Jake's family has been flying Sugar Bear. The Post Balloon Club have been longtime supporters of the Hot Air Jubilee.
And they're, is it Battle Creek based?
Correct.
Of course. They
Yeah.
love to come here. I know we've talked to them a few times on their many visits. So many balloons are from Jackson. Did you, Angela, get into it because of the Jubilee?
Yeah, and my story is not unique. Most pilots have a very similar story. They've volunteered at an event locally, or a balloon landed in their backyard and they helped them pack up. Maybe they tethered with that pilot upon pack up. Maybe they got a ride as a volunteer. So we always say in the piloting community, your first ride is a lot of times free. The second ride usually costs you your own equipment, and that's pretty accurate.
Did that happen to you, Jackie? Catch the bug?
Well, Angela and I went to school together, and she kind of got into it and then dragged me along, and I love the crewing, and I've been up a few times, but I'm good on the ground.
It's amazing how much work it's got to be like, well, anything else, owning a boat, owning a pool. I mean, it's you've got so much work just for the few slivers of enjoyment.
That is true. Yeah, it takes us about 20 to 30 minutes to inflate and stand the balloon up to fly. We fly maybe for about an hour, and then another 20 to 30 minutes to pack up. So it's a lot of work.
Food trucks, kids things.
Yeah, we actually have a lot of food trucks this year. We opened it up to some more options, and we have a good variety, like barbecue and Polish sausage and the standard carnival, like elephant ears and Kona ice, which is one of my favorites. I'm super excited about.
Which one's your favorite?
Kona ice, the
Oh,
shaved
yeah.
ice. That's so good. So I'm really excited about the variety of food trucks and the number of food trucks we have this year. We couldn't get quite as many last year, so the lines were really long. But this year, we should be good.
And you know, because Jackie's also the chair of the Downtown Development Authority, the number of food trucks, they've just multiplied in the
Yeah.
last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, we've got such a good variety now. So at all these events, you get all kinds of great food.
And the Kona Ice people have smartened up. They now have that the dispenser on the outside of the
So you
truck.
can put your own flavors in.
It's one of my favorites too.
Yeah, lots of fun. So she was like the first one to sign up. So I'm like, yes.
All right, let's take a look at the layout of Ellie Sharp Park. All happening at Ellie Sharp Park again this year.
Yeah, so we did switch up the layout a little bit last year, and we're kind of sticking with that this year. We've moved the car show. It used to be really far away, and now it's right next to us. We're going to have our souvenir tent back. We're Kids Kingdom, food trucks, vendors, things like that. The beer tent and the music is kind of up towards the museum. The other thing going on near the museum is the human hamster balls. We're going to have these things you can get in and run around in. I'm not really sure how they work, but they look quite interesting. So you can go do that. We'll also have the helicopter rides. And then one of my things is we have free parking. We work really hard with our sponsors. So Henry Ford Health and the Jackson Eagles have come in and sponsored both nights of parking. And so it will be free for everybody this year.
That's new.
Yeah.
The whole thing's free.
The whole thing is free.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's great. Big change.
We're excited about it.
Yeah. And of course, thanks to the sponsorship for that to happen.
Absolutely. Yeah, we couldn't do it without our sponsors. We do still have some sponsorship opportunities open. So if anybody out there wants to really pitch in, do that.
How about volunteers?
We need volunteers. So we've got we have a lot of balloons coming from out of town. They can't always bring all their crew. So we do have a bunch of volunteers that are crewing for us, but I need some help at the actual festival. So like checking IDs or reading badges, things like that. It's all very simple stuff, not a lot of heavy lifting, but if anybody wants to help, hotairjubilee.com, and all the information's there.
It's all on the website. You can check it out now. Yeah, you don't realize how important volunteers are. I was watching the U.S. Open golf last night. At the end, the chairman of the USGA said, "I'd like to thank the 3,700 volunteers."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and the 1,000 more on the waiting list.
I'm looking for like 10.
Yeah. That's a lot of
I'll settle for 10.
And while we have you here, Jackie, Food Truck Tuesday tomorrow.
Yes, I'm excited. I missed the last one because I wasn't feeling well, so I'm going to be riding my bike down tomorrow and getting that.
It'll be a hot one, but
Yeah.
should be dry all week long.
Yay.
Anything else that people need to know about Hot Air Jubilee?
We instituted a new program last year on our social media channels about launch information, right? So we're going to bring that back again this year. I'm going to try to go live as much as I can from the field, but 3 things. Green check mark means flight activities are a go. We'll have a blue pause sign if we're on hold, or a big red X, unfortunately, if the weather, but we will not see the red X this year. So if you don't already follow our social channels at Hot Air Jubilee on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, would be great. You'll get all of updated information there.
Yeah, it worked great last time.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was awesome. Big red X, not flying.
Yep.
We're going to see that green check a lot more this
Green
year.
check mark.
All right, we'll keep our fingers crossed for green check marks. I know a lot has to be done before next month, so keep up the great work. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
From the Hot Air Jubilee 2022, Angela Madden and Jackie Austin.